Hey, come here often. You know, I don't know how to flirt. Just play my intro.
You should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kailynn. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I did a poll on Twitter and you guys did this, okay? Just so you know, you did this. You guys voted for this video. I'm going to be talking about my exes today, and I don't really talk about them too much because I don't really feel like the need to. Before I get started, I just want everybody to know that I am cool with all my exes. Every single one of them. There's only 2 of them. I like so much, but you know what, I'm gonna do it anyways. They are crazy and they're funny, and yeah, they're weird like me. Ex number one was my first love, my first everything. He was my first everything, except for kiss. I was a little hoe bag back in elementary school, kissing everybody on the playground. We got along so good. I don't think I could have ever asked for a better person to be my first love, because he was so funny. He always had me laughing. He kept me smiling all the time. We never fought. We started dating when I was in 9th grade in high school. We met in gym class. I have known of him because he used to be like a player. You know, all the girls are talking about him and, oh my god, have you seen him? He is so cute. And I'm over here like thinking like, you guys are stupid. Like, who would want to go for that? We met in 9th grade in gym class, officially met. And I was running and he looked at me and one of his friends or something was like, oh, she got some nice legs or something. Like, he had said to this friend that I had nice legs, and that's how we met. That's how we started talking. And then he ended up asking me to be his girlfriend one day, and it was a great relationship. We had a really great bond. It started to turn crazy. Like, we ended up, like, you know, it was out of that puppy love stage. We were now in our first year of dating. I didn't want to commit myself to somebody. I started kind of like exploring, even though I was still dating him. This slut over here! I was just keeping my options open, you know, just like a typical girl at that age should do. And I am not saying go be a slut and go cheat on your boyfriend, because I didn't do that. I was just exploring my options, making sure I had options out there. You don't want to tie yourself down to one person in 9th grade in high school, because chances are you're not going to be still dating them. And even if you were dating them, I think it's like 1 in 5 couples and stay dating and get married. And he didn't like that I was talking to other guys as friends. I would become his property, and I didn't want to be somebody's property. I kind of was like hesitant about our relationship after that. Something happened and my dad was like, no, you guys aren't talking anymore. He was going to a completely different school at this point. We parted ways. I didn't really feel the connection with him anymore. I was honestly getting bored of our relationship because we couldn't date. We were never going to be able to work it out ever. He actually started going insane. He would come to my house and he would, you know, knock on my door, scream at my parents a little bit. I had to get a restraining order against him. That process was, seriously, it was the most devastating thing in the world. I saw him for the first time again since our relationship in court. When me and him had broken up, I had started talking to this guy that I had had a crush on for like a really long time. We'll call him Bracelet. Me and Bracelet had started talking after about a week after me and my ex had broken up. Everyone was talking about how me and him were dating, kind of. We weren't really dating, but like we were talking, so in millennial age, that means dating. And my ex found out and he was very mad at me. He was very, very mad at me. He started going off on me on social media, was telling me that I was a slut and all this and that, and that I just sleep with anybody. He was so mad to the point where he actually was telling everybody about how he cheated on me. And then at that point, I was like, you know what? Screw you. I don't like you anymore. That brings us to ex number 2. Oh, this one's a good one, guys. Okay, so this is my most recent ex. He was the love of my life. Me and my ex number 2 started dating at the end of summer, right after I got my restraining order against my first ex. Me and him were the life of the party. It was one summer, it was a rainy day, and I remember he posted on Twitter or something saying he wants to go to the movies with me, and I texted him and I said, I'll go with you, like, you know, screw it, like, we're friends, like, I'll go. We were watching this movie and we ended up making moves on each other, and yeah, we ended up making out in the movie. So then he took me to this park. And we ended up having this like long talk or whatever, and I ended up having to go to cheer practice. He told me to call him after. Yeah, that's how we started talking. We officially started dating a couple months later. He was the popular guy and I was the popular girl. So he was 2 years older than me. I was actually talking to Bracelet when it was his grad party, and I ended up bringing Bracelet to my ex number 2's grad party. So this is funny. It's like all a little connected. Ex number 2 decided to take me everywhere with him, and we would have these awesome adventures. This is what I loved about our relationship, is that there was always something new every day. Even our car rides would be so much fun. Like, it didn't matter where we were, it was always something fun. I actually started getting crazy maybe about a couple months after, I believe. We were constantly fighting all the time. We were both Virgos, and so we constantly clunked heads like all the time. This is where it gets crazy. It was spring break. Gonna throw up every time I think about this. So it was spring break. It's so much fun, right? Yeah, not for the girls that are taken and have to stay back home and watch their boyfriends go off to spring break and have fun. I was so worried this whole time. I did not want him to go at all. The night before, he had asked me if he could have a hall pass. A couple days later, I got a phone call from a jail. I don't know if anyone's ever talked to somebody in jail before, but it costs a lot of money just to talk on the phone with someone from jail. It turned out he got put in jail because of drinking on the beach. When he got out of jail, I noticed that he got out of jail on his friend's Snapchat. So I finally got to see him, and it was the best feeling in the world being able to hug him again. It was so amazing. But being the smart girlfriend that I was worried about my own safety. So I decided to go through his phone. I saw a naked girl on his phone and also a picture of him holding hands with another girl. I didn't know what to think. I was so grossed out. My stomach hurt. I just put his phone down and I left. He was telling me that it's not what it looks like, that his friend had sent that picture in the group chat and told him to save it so that he could have it still or something. I don't know. But it was all a lie. When it started coming towards the end of our relationship, it got gross. It got really gross. I went on this camping trip with my family, and I was so sad because all I wanted was for ex number 2 to come with. He broke up with me that weekend and said that me and him just needed space and that we'd be fine. And I ended up seeing this girl on his Snapchat story, and it was weird because she had a kid, and he told me that they were just friends, but now that I look back at it, it seems like it wasn't like that. Later on that camping trip, it was that night, I cried myself to sleep, and all of a sudden I felt someone crawling in the bed with me, and I looked over and it was him. So that camping trip was the best camping trip I think I've ever had. It was so much fun. But the problem is he was showing me these videos of him stripping. He had boxers on, and he would be dancing or whatever, and people would be throwing him money, which I was very uncomfortable with. I didn't like the fact that there was other girls with money in their mouths, and my boyfriend was getting on top of them with his thing all up on it was just gross. I told him that I wasn't comfortable with him doing that anymore, and I told him that I wanted him to stop. He stopped. I started coming to a realization that he never stopped because I got a video sent to me like a couple months later, and he was still doing it. And the reason why I knew he was still doing it is because he had just finished his sleeve of tattoos. Stopped. I noticed right away that he had his sleeve finished, and so I knew it was recent. So I was so tired of the lying, and I was so tired of it that I ended up like breaking up with him. And then he called. I'm telling you guys, don't do this. Please, for the life of me, don't ever do this ever in your life. I promise you will regret it like I did. Please don't do this. He ended up calling, and he told me that he wanted to meet at our spot. And our spot was that park that he took me after the movies that one day. We met at our spot. We ended up talking. We ended up getting back together. This was after 2 months of not dating. It was all over again, just the lying and the cheating. I had this horrible hatred towards him for the way that he treated me before. I didn't want to have to go through that again, so I was starting to stick up for myself in our fights, and I was crazy. And so I broke up with him. I told him to never talk to me ever again because I was so tired of the way his family treated me and how he treated me, and that I wanted nothing to do with him anymore. And so I didn't talk to him, and 3 days later he had a new girlfriend and cheated on it twice by 2 guys. I dated both for a long time. I hope no one takes any offense to this video, neither of my exes if they're watching. I'm sorry that I was very serious, and I'm sorry that I couldn't be funny for you guys, like I always am. You guys picked this video. I hope you guys like it. Let me know if you guys want to hear more stories, because I've got a lot of them. I have a very crazy world and I have no friends, so I like to talk to cameras about my days. As always, thank you so much for watching my videos. Put a big old thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure to go subscribe to my channel. Tweet me, Instagram DM me, and let me know what you guys want to see next. I promise I will get back to you. I do respond to people. I do. I will see you guys next Thursday. And as always, double deuces. I love you guys. On camera. There's something.